Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Quick Tip Tuesdays. My name is Pam Anson. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator here at Better Business Bureau Cleveland. If you have not joined us for Quick Tips before, Quick Tip Tuesdays is just a brief webinar series designed with your accredited business in mind. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, just pull your tab over and there is a section that you can type in questions. It can either be about this topic or really anything about your accreditation. Today we're going to talk about cybersecurity. And as we know, businesses are extremely reliant on the internet and technology. And if your business loses access to key data, it really can shut down your operation quickly and completely. And since October is National Cybersecurity Month, we've decided today to dedicate this Quick Tip Tuesdays to helping you understand cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity can seem overwhelming and many businesses don't know where to start. But who knows exactly what cybersecurity is? Cybersecurity is the ability to protect or defend the use of cyberspace from a cyber attack. And though I'm certainly not an expert in this field, I just kind of want to help your business start thinking about cybersecurity and get your business to start thinking how to manage potential threats that can hinder your business practice. Now, it's important for business owners to learn how to manage the risks in a systematic and logical fashion. So today we're going to use what's called the 5-step approach to create a plan or a framework to think about how your business would protect and deal with a variety of cyber attacks. And the goal of the 5-step approach is really to help your business reduce risk, prevent cyber incidents, reduce the amount of exposed data, and reduce the time and effort it would take to return to a normal business practice. The first of the 5 steps is identify. And you'll start by identifying the most critical company assets you need to protect. So start to think about what kind of data you collect and store, the system you use to store and process data, and the technology you need to run your business. It's going to be important that you inventory and describe each of these assets in enough detail that you'll be able to replace them in an event that they are seriously compromised or destroyed in a cyber attack. Once you have identified these key business assets, you're going to take the time to move on to step 2 and assess how to protect those assets so that you can, kind of limit the impact of the compromise and your organization. And what you're going to do is, even in the best available protection in place, assets can still be compromised. So you really want to take the time and use this plan. Next, how does a business know when your assets are compromised? And knowing how to detect security problems is step 3. If assets are compromised, will your business be ready to respond? In step 4, businesses will identify the immediate actions they need to take and stop damage and keep the business running smoothly. And finally, recovering from an incident quickly and thoroughly can determine the future success of your business and its bottom line. While recovery is step 5 of the 5-step approach, businesses with a recovery plan that's set in place before an incident happens is definitely going to have a better chance of getting your business back running smoothly after a compromise. Now let's determine how to kind of take this step approach and apply it to a real life scenario of what would happen. So as you can see on the screen, there is a message to pop up. And let's say that a business owner finds this message on their desktop computer screen. This pop-up is a cyber attack in the form of what's called ransomware. In this pop-up, the hacker encrypts the files on your hard drive with a strong encryption and charges a ransom to provide you what's called the description key. And assume that the computer is of the business owner and that the business owner uses it in his or her store. This computer would have information like your customer contact information and business history. This information is used to stay in touch with customers, to find out details in current orders, and losing access to this really could hurt the business. So if this pops up on the computer, what options does the business owner have? The owner could pay the ransom, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the hackers will decrypt the files. And if decrypted, will the owner have problems restoring data? Because that is a possibility. So let's kind of assume that the business owner already has put a protection in place for this important business system, meaning that every night the files are backed up to a separate hard drive, and that hard drive gets taken home. Now the owner also has a local trusted computer store that can wipe the drive and restore the files. At the office, the owner quickly locates the most recent purchase orders and gets the contact details to let the most current customers know what is going on. Then the assistant is asked to keep track of new calls and appointments with a written log until the issue is resolved. The computer is taken to a local repair center to start working on the computer right away, which is promised to be restored the following day. Now let's take a look step by step and kind of break down what's happening with the 5-step approach. Under Identify, the business owner has 2 critical assets: the owner's desktop computer and the customer data it contains. Under Protect, we see that the business already has had protective measures in place: the daily backup of the computer and storing the data on a separate external hard drive. Under Detect is the ransomware message showing up on the owner's computer. And that is how the owner knew that there was a problem. Under Respond is the short-term response to keep the business going without the locked up data and the use of paper records. And under Recover, we see that the use of the backup data is restored to the lost data and returned to the business back to normal operations. And by walking through these 5-step approach, I hope that it can make something seem that's so overwhelming and complex seem a little more accessible. You can use this 5-step approach for every key aspect for data and your system in your business. And this can help you find any gaps in the system and help your business start creating more of a preemptive kind of action plan to help combat any threats that come towards your business. Now there are also other additional tips that you can use to protect your business. One of them is establish security practice and policies to protect sensitive information. Establish policies on how employees should handle and protect personal identifiable information and other sensitive data, and restrict access to sensitive data to those who truly need it for their job. By granting administrative access to most of your employees, you'll be more susceptible to a data breach. You also should educate your employees or staff about cyber threats. Educating your employees about online threats and how to protect your business's data, including safe use of social media sites, and ensuring your employees handle sensitive data and understand, in each situation. And make sure your employees are comfortable reporting problems, because if an employee is uneasy or uncomfortable to report that problem right at the beginning, the problem really truly can get worse and infect the entire company's infrastructure. Make sure that you are requiring secure passwords and secure passwords. You want to teach staff to use strong passwords, limit the number of failed login attempts, and when you're storing your employees' company passwords, avoid emailing those passwords and or storing in clear text. You also want to protect from antiviruses, spyware, and other malicious code. So make sure that each business's computers are equipped with antivirus software, anti-spyware, and make sure you're updating those regularly. We often suggest installing updates automatically so that you don't forget about them. Make sure you back up copies of important data and information. Regularly back those data up on your computer. Critical data includes word processing documents, electronic spreadsheets, databases, financial files, human resources files, accounts receivable and payable. Back those up automatically if possible, and don't just store information on your cloud. You want to make sure that you have important data backed up and stored away from your computer. And you want to make sure you also secure paper, physical media, and devices. When traveling for work with mobile storage devices, be careful not to leave those unattended and make sure that everything is password protected. You also don't want to leave, sensitive documents open in an area that isn't a public area, and you want to dispose of sensitive records and personal data securely. And just another tip, if a cyber attack does compromise your customers' personal or sensitive information, it is important to be timely and transparent in letting them know what is happening. Now, there are also several resources that you can use for your business to help you understand the 5-step approach better, or other resources that can be used to help protect your business's cybersecurity. I have attached some to these to this webinar. If for some reason you have not attended or you cannot access that information, please feel free to email me at pam@cleveland.bbb.org, or you can visit bbb.org/cybersecurity to review information that we talked about today, or really find a more extensive list of organizations and resources available to you. And if you have a scam to report or want to see what scams have been targeting or trending in your area, you can visit bbb.org/scam-tracker. Now, there are also many BBB accredited businesses that offer services to help monitor your system and reduce your risk of being victimized. And please feel free to contact me at the email below if you would like access to a list of accredited businesses. And as a BBB accredited business, you are also eligible for exclusive money-saving offers from other accredited businesses. One of our accredited businesses, Affordable IT, offers accredited businesses 50% off system data security checkups. Businesses receive assessments to companies' firewall, receive multiple security reports, and again, if that is something you would like to learn more about, please email me at the contact information below. Now, to continue to help protect your business from fraud, please join BBB on Saturday, October 21st. We will be having our free shredding event. They will be located at the Rad Air in Westlake and in Wickliffe from 10 a.m. to 2 or until the truck is full. So come early. We do hope we see you there. Accredited businesses can bring up to 3 bags or boxes. And just one more time, I know this was a lot of information today. So the 5-step approach really is to help businesses manage the risk of threats and that a cyber attack can have against your business. So before we conclude, I just want to go through the steps one more time. So you first want to start by knowing what assets you need to protect in your business. Understand that some attacks will go through, and also take action to limit the impact. But protect your assets by deploying controls to protect your assets to limit impact. Know how to detect if an asset was compromised. Be ready to respond immediately to stop and limit damage to keep the business running, and implement your plan to recover for an incident to get your business back to normal. Now, I know thinking and talking about cybersecurity definitely can be overwhelming, and the five-step approach is supposed to be used as a guide to know how you can protect your business, monitor your assets, be prepared to react to a problem, educate your staff, and know what you'll need, in case you are compromised. And with some, preparation, you can make your business safer. Does anyone have any questions? Well, if there is no questions, I just want to thank everyone for attending today. Please again feel free to email me if you would like access to any of those documents or have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.